Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Estonian Football Podcast, the weekly kick around. VAR, you serious, Martin? VAR, you serious? How are you?
I think this is like the topic of the week for sure. I think we all expected it to be in the first round, considering the history. But yeah, there's very surprise like scandals happening, and like Levadia put out a statement today as well. Maybe we can a little bit briefly talk about it after. So yeah, but what a week.
Do you feel, obviously, VAR scandals, they happen all over the world. In Estonia, they seem to happen. I don't know whether it's because we follow the league more, they seem to happen more often than not. How bad would you say, as we'll go into like what happened in a bit, would you say it reflects on the league that there's always some kind of scandal involving referees?
I think it's just another nail in the coffin because I think you said it well. Our football league and federation and all the football culture in Estonia is like surrounded by scandals. Like I think that's just unfortunately our reality. Like with all the president decisions, federation president decisions and everything. So we already have the image that this is a little bit of a laughing stock. Maybe we don't want to admit it, like the people inside, but just that's the truth. Uh, and then yeah, this VAR that just every once in a while happens, like some kind of weird decisions. This is just another thing to add on. So I don't. Yeah, just to answer your question, then for our reputation, for our league, it's definitely it makes it so much worse. And but the problem starts like just because okay, we will maybe talk about the game itself as well, but just the VR, the quality of the cameras, just it doesn't, it's too poor, and you have to check like million times to at least see something, and even then it's blurry. So it's the problem is down to our roots.
Yeah, so just to touch on, it's to do with the Levadia Paide game, which ended in a 2-all draw with the VAR controversy at the end. Absolutely crazy. It's bonkers. So if I remember rightly, the Paide player got taken out uh, inside the box in inverted commas, um, or outside the box. Um, Levadia then countered from that, scored a goal, which it then went to VAR, was disallowed for the foul, but it was given as a free kick and not a penalty. Then Hyder scored the free kick, again in inverted commas. The ball hit the crossbar, looked like it bounced over the line to me, and it even bounced on the underside of the crossbar, on the side of where the line is, which it wasn't given. And then they checked VAR again because there was a foul in the box and a penalty was given to Paide, who scored the penalty.
And all of that took 17, 18 minutes. Was it like 90, 90, 17, 117 minutes? So obviously, this is going to be a really stupid question. Levadia had the chance to go 3-1 up. They drew 2-all. They've released a statement today. Realistically, how frustrating is it? Because you're playing against Paide as well, like another title challenger. Is it more frustrating because it's against Paide, or obviously it's frustrating anyway, but is it more frustrating because it is Paide?
I don't think it makes a big difference, to be honest. Like, if it would have been against Narva or Tammeka, I think it would be exactly the same volume of a story. Uh, Maybe just deep inside, maybe for the for the players or for the like the owners, yeah, they will think, okay, this is against our rival. But I don't think overall the news will still be as big because it doesn't matter the opponent. But for me, there are so many mistakes. I don't want to criticize VAR that much because I think the biggest problem was the referee on the pitch, because VAR did their job. I think because if you think about it, First of all, the game should have ended in normal time because Levadia cleared the ball out twice after the 4 minutes of added time were over. Okay, Vainsalu got a yellow card, but Paide had two chances after 4 minutes, and both were cleared away, but they still had another goal. So for me, it should have been blown like last whistle. Like that was last. I think for me it was like the first problem. The second issue was that the referee didn't award a foul in the first place. Because then if Levadia scored, then for the VAR to check what happened before the goal, this is normal. This is everywhere in the football, in England, Germany, and in Estonia. That's normal. If a team scores a goal, then VAR can analyze what happened before the goal, and if there's some shaky moments, maybe a foul or something, a handball or somewhere, then they can analyze it and bring it back. So this wasn't VAR's fault. This was just the fault of the main referee not calling a foul in the first place. Then what Sohvaiko said in an interview that why he was so angry also, and he said mad like crazy comments, was that I don't know if it's the main head referee or the fourth official, probably the head referee, said to Sohvaiko and to Levadia's bench that after the free kick, this is the final action. If it goes in, goal. If it doesn't go in, that's the final whistle. And so they promised him that. But it was not a goal. And then he let continued on. And then was another action, which shouldn't have been even like game should have been over. So there was like numerous wrong decisions. So I don't want to put too much blame on VAR because whoever sat in the office did the job. They had to analyze what happened before Levadia's goal and stuff like that. But I think the main responsibility lies on the head referee.
Do you think Paide feels some frustration as well? They obviously gained from it. They gained a point from it. But like in the long run, do you think they look back on that when they analyze the game like Jesus Christ, like this is bad, or they just give like, okay, we got the point, move on?
Well, the first half Levadia was better. Levadia was much better team. Second half, Paide had the moments. They had a couple of very very good moments. But I think Paide at the end they have to feel like they got lucky and in the end because I don't know what would have happened if Levadia would not have scored if the game would have just continued on past couple of times and referee was blown the final whistle, then you can't take anything back. Then you can't watch the VAR to maybe if it's a foul in the box or not. So I think they have to be blessed that the game ended with a point.
I was just about to ask you there. Again, another stupid question. Who's the happier manager out of that? It's got to be Vashilev, right?
100%, of course. This is not a question. I mean, of course. Before the game started, both of the managers wanted to win, that's for sure. But because that's the beauty of football, is just on the fly. You can just make some. You can analyze how things are going. So in the end, of course, Paide is very happy with the draw, I think.
Yeah. Let's talk about, I suppose, the shock of the round. Haru beating Flora 2-0. Again, it was a performance where, Flora dominated the game. They should have won the game. They missed the penalty. Vainula again, fantastic in goal. What a player he is. What did you make of that game, Martin?
Yeah, Silamo scored, brought me some fantasy points. So I was very happy.
Yeah, he was on my bench. Yeah.
He was my first guy on the bench. I had Lilander, but Lilander was not. That was again surprising. He was not playing against Levadia. But yeah, I mean, first of all, before we talk about Flora's, how maybe they were not the best, we have to give credit to Harju. Maybe I was also a little bit more too critical of them, especially last season. But no, they defended well. They were compact. So I think that they knew that, okay, to win against Flora and to have some hope, you need to, okay, the pitch helps as well. Maybe it's a little bit more narrow than the Aleko Karen, obviously. I mean, a lot more narrow, of course. So it's a little bit easier to defend, and they have pace up front. I mean, they are dangerous up front. So I think this kind of combination worked for them. maybe got a little bit of lucky. Maybe Vainula saved the penalty, and maybe some other key moments where goalkeeper made a great saves. But they, in a better day, Flora would have won it 2, maybe 3-0. But at the end, Harry was, they fought their hearts out, and that's what a small club has to do against big club.
How much does a penalty save swing momentum? Like after Vainulu saved that penalty, how much belief do you reckon the HRU players had after that to go on and actually win the game?
From my experience, I remember with Levadia, like I was playing for Pärnu, and every game against Levadia, we drew 0-0. It was that season. And I knew before the game as well, I think it was like maybe, I don't know, third or fourth time we played Levadia. And I said to my teammates as well, like, this will end 0-0 again. I mean, probably it will be. It's funny if it does again, but it probably was. And so the whole game, Levadia dominated. We rarely had any chances. But we defended well. Like, we was like, okay, like, yeah, you guys can control the ball. We feel comfortable. And then Levadia got a penalty. And then we were all like, oh, damn, like we did such a hard work and maybe they score. And then if you guys remember, Ajiri hit the crossbar in Pärnu. And then after like he missed, then again like, okay, now we're like, it's still like happening, we still will get a point at least. So I think that's what also like just from experience maybe to say that I think in that critical moment against like if you worked so hard the whole game and then like the save happens, I think it gives such a boost. If it would happen like at the start, maybe the first 10-15 minutes, then it would have been like maybe not that big of an emotion, but because it's the later on, then it gives us such a big effect as well. So it's 100%, it gave them so much more strength.
Flora haven't scored a goal now in 2 games. They lost the Super Cup to Kalju, beaten Noma United twice back to back in the league and in the cup, and then since then they've lost to Kalju again, then lost to HRU without scoring a goal. Do you think it again? Early days. Would you be worried if you're in the Flora dressing room?
Well, I predicted Flora to finish what? Fifth?
Yeah, fifth, and that's where they currently are.
I mean, people laughed at me, but hey, here I am.
You didn't just get laughed at; you got abused.
Got abused.
There was someone on Twitter was like, "Who's this idiot predicting Flora to come fifth?" And he just kept messaging us saying, "Like, what's going on? What's your proof?" And
but hey, he's right because I was wrong. They are actually sixth, so I was I thought they will have a better season, but they're sixth at the moment. So it's my bad. I'm saying sorry to if he's watching. I'm sorry to be too optimistic about Flora. I should have predicted them to be sixth. But I mean, obviously it's not a championship mentality. I think it's they need to sort themselves out. I think you look at the lineup as well. I think in defense they've lost key members. Like they lost Ussar, they lost Tuges. So it's still like okay, they have players playing who have played maybe last season. Tovstik was okay regular last season, but still they have players that maybe were not the first pick, but they were still having some game time. But they need a little bit time to, I don't know, to get everything working together. But they for me they are the weaker team compared to like out of the Kalju, Levadia, and Paide.
Yeah, definitely. They have. I think it's a tricky game when we come back in 2 weeks or so. Whenever the next game is, they've actually got Temeka away, and I don't think that's a given either. I think that'd be really tricky for them.
Yeah, I mean Temeka got their first win as well. It was a scrappy game. I think like the Noma United game, it was end to end. Like it could have went either way, honestly. But I'm happy for Temeka because it's nice to see as a neutral. It's nice to see everybody's got points in the table. It would have been a little bit sad maybe if Temeka would still be on 0. So yeah, I mean, I think it's great for the league.
Just to talk about Tameka, Tristan Koskor scored 2 goals. He only had 21 touches during that game. Is that just to show like what kind of a poaching striker Koskor is?
Well, he loves actually those through balls. I know that for many years, even if he played for Nava, like he loves to run behind defenders, and then like he doesn't really ask so many balls like to his feet. So he's like he's not he's not exceptionally fast, but he's quite good like acceleration and top speed. So but yeah, like he's I mean that was another game where he showed his quality. Like this is what Tammeka wants from him, especially after Pasher left. So now I'm happy for him.
Do you think both sides will be worried defensively because they've both conceded a lot of goals so far this season? Um, Attacking wise, they both seem to be on point. They create chances, they score goals. Um, but defensively, at the minute, they both kind of seem to ship a load. Do you think that's going to like come back to haunt them a bit later on in the season?
I think them United knew before the season that hey, their only chance is to score more than the opponent. This is they. I think defense for Nem United I think is the worst in the league. I think uh, because I mean I don't count Järvelet as defender as well because he plays up front. There he's more of an attacking role. But yeah, I think. But yeah, then you look at Kuressaare, you look at even Pärnu, then as well like and Tammeka. I mean, they all are pretty. They don't have an amazing like defense, So I'm not saying like Man United should be too concerned, especially as I think as well as a small club. Your success starts from defense, So the 100% they can't keep going like that. But because they have such a quality up front, and they I think they know that they will score goals at least every game, probably at least one or two. So they need to hope that they concede less.
Okay, Martin, coming from a defender, um, was this game quality attacking football or just not great defending?
What do you consider a quality attacking football? I mean, just to like kick 50 balls up front and a couple of goals out of them. I don't think it's quality.
I don't know. I suppose that being like a neutral, I guess, just seeing goals. I guess I know it's just not. It's not a really great question. I know, but people want to see goals, right?
Yeah, I mean, as a defender, I don't like those type of games where it's end to end. It's so bad. I mean, it's first of all, it's difficult for you as well because you have to continuously go up and down. You don't really have a moment just to play any position football and maybe to get a little bit of a take a breath and maybe organize. I don't like those games, especially because I said it before. It's so open ended. It can go either way. You don't feel you have control at any time of the game. So it's literally the worst thing that can happen. So um, yeah, I think it's just a lottery who won the game, and it was Tammeka this time.
Yeah, and good for them to say it could have gone either way. Cal U 4-0 against Curacao. It's like we've finally seen Cal U wake up a bit. I know it's only Curacao, but 4 goals. They're still yet to concede a goal this season as well. The 3 clean sheets for Perkin goal. Pure domination from Cal U is what I'd describe it, Martin. How did you think they performed?
Yeah, I need to pick some Kalju defender for my fantasy. I don't have anybody. I mean, Christian Kass got injured. I think it was like in the second game. So, but he was back for the third game, which was good to see because the injury seemed quite bad. Manilan eventually got his goal. So he's off to like got his goal tally. Yeah, I mean, solid game. I mean, honestly, solid performance. Could have scored more as well. Control the game. I mean, that's what we expected. Yeah, maybe would have hoped Kuressaare would put up a bigger fight, but Kalju was just so dominant, and they it looks. I still want to say that Levadia is a stronger team. They haven't obviously played each other, but Kalju I think is a strong contender for the title, especially defense as well. I mean, if you keep clean sheets, doesn't matter who against who, then it's still a big statement.
So we've spoke about it a few times with Kalju. The Well, I feel like they seem to be more complete with everyone on the field. You know, the goalkeepers are strong, the defense is like naturally strong, midfield strong, strikers strong. It's hard to see like an official weak link with them. Like if someone goes down injured, they've got a quality replacement to come in and do the job for them. Would you say you agree with that? Or would you say there is a weak link there somewhere?
I don't want to say any names, but for me like the maybe the fullbacks. I mean, if I just have to name a place where I can see them, like if I would be Kalju's head coach, if I look at the lineup and think, okay, what would be like the maybe the weakness, the biggest weakness out of there are many, but if I want to pick some one, then I would look at the full backing area. Uh, but again, you can kind of get around it the way you defend as a team as well, as a unit. Because I know, okay, I wanna praise it again. One player I played with during Pärnu days. It was Reno Mark and Raimo Deino. And they both were amazing at when me or Kevin Ala we went up front, then they would cover us. They would cover the flanks so that if eventually when we would lose the ball, then it wouldn't be open space behind me. He would be there to compensate it. Yeah, I think that's also what Kalju like is the way that okay. I think individually, I don't think the fullbacks defensively are that good, but you can compensate it if the way like if you know how to manage the team, if you know how to manage the players, and to help uh, maybe double up on defense on that side or whatever. So they've done well so far. Um, but yeah, I wanna see them like against Levadia, for example, because the way Levadia dominated against Paide, especially in the first half, I think this will cause a lot of problems for Kalju as well.
Yeah, they've got Narva next when we come back. Narva actually picked up their first win of the
Vamos.
season. Yeah, a 2-1 win again. Another one of your former club, Vapris. Yeah, it was an interesting game. I suppose it could have gone. I suppose I say even game. Narva had the more shots, the more chances, the better clear cut chances. But in terms of possession based football, then even were Narva deserving winners, Martin?
Uh, I was able to watch the first half entirely, and second half just glimpses of it. I would say the first half, Narva was. I mean, the ball was the entire time during in Pärnu's half. Uh, it's still the same thing with Pärnu is that the way they start up like in goal kicks, they don't necessarily have an idea, or at least maybe they do, but just from the outside, if you look at the game, you don't really see the idea. It's like goalkeeper passes to center back, and then it seems like a rushed ball to up front where maybe Kapper has to win a header, but he fights against Campagna or whoever. So it's so difficult. So I mean, it was I think quite easy for Narva to win the ball back to put pressure on. Uh, I do like Pärnu's approach. I love when I see Kapper playing it as a number 10 or in the middle. I think it's very exciting, and I think he suits it well. But just the team know the coaches and all the teammates have to know how to get the best out of him. But yeah, Narva. I mean, at the end, I think Narva was a better side. But again, I wasn't able to see the second half that much.
Is it hard now for Vapris to figure out some momentum? 7-1 loss to Noma United, 2-1 loss to Narva. Up next is Hayu, who are flying. Um, for Vapris now, is it just on to the next game? We're early days, or is it like kind of like, okay, let's try reshuffle something?
I think the national team break came in the right time because I know Kevin Alo has problems, so hopefully he will be back. Bayo still hasn't played this season, so again he's eager to come back. I think they just had an they haven't had like even a chance to put out the best 11. But they have so many like I think question marks as well because now Virgo Valik was starting, so they were switching up in attack. Magnus Villota is back. He played, but you could see that he was a little bit still rusty, maybe not enough minutes, obviously, so he wasn't able to play preseason games. So there's still like so many rough patches they need to clear up. But knowing them, knowing the players and the way that they're willing to commit to training sessions and to develop themselves and then as a team as well, they will get better over time for sure. And I mean, in the summer when there's a lot of fans in the stadium with chanting, the team and cheering them on, I mean, that's definitely gonna give them the boost. But yeah, at the start they won against Paide, and we all like media and everybody were praising, and now they are at the bottom end. So it's definitely mentally a little bit hard to accept. But I'm they will knowing them with the players, the ones that I played with, and I still keep in contact, and I don't think they're worrying about anything. I still they know that they are better than many of the teams in the league. So if they actually like put everything to the game, so I don't think they have like a big worry.
Yeah. Who's your player of the week, Martin?
I was again between two. I was thinking, okay, would I pick Kevin Mattas because he scored a goal and an assist? Did you pick Kevin Mattas?
Yeah.
But then I had to. I mean, I don't want to be the guy again to pick like the bigger name player or whatever. But because of the goals he scored, what had to be Ainsel. I mean, if he would have scored just two average ones in a 2-2 draw, I was like, okay, I will say Kevin Mattas. But because of those goals were like, let's be honest, it was unreal.
That
Then I
first
had,
one,
Incredible goals.
the first
I
one was
mean,
fantastic. The technique on it.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, for me, it's Ainsel.
Yeah. Reece, who's yours?
Vainalu, Hayu goalkeeper. I think all season he's been probably the goalkeeper of the season after 3 games. And he's only like, what, 18?
Yeah.
So, yeah, for me, yeah. And I love giving praise to goalkeepers. So, yeah, he's going to be a top player.
Yeah, I went for Kevin Mattas. So, like you said, the goal and the assist. I think for him as well, especially with like a Wanapu, who everyone likes to talk about, and I don't know if Wanapu's not match fit or whatever, but to keep him out the team and score. And when Norman United were last in the Premium Liiga, Kevin Mattas played centre mid for most of it.
Yep.
Yeah, which is just bizarre. But yeah, goal and assist, and it was a well taken goal as well. Really nice goal. Shame they didn't get on the winning end, but it was good play. Martin, not next week, 2 weeks. What are you looking forward to?
I will say I want to see. I picked the game, not another player. So I picked Pärnu Vaprus and Harju versus Harju. I think this is like this is a big moment for both of the clubs, especially I think for Pärnu because if if their target is, I mean, I think top six is I think for sure, knowing especially after those last season. But if they want to really have the hope again to finish in the close or to be close of the European spots, then these are the games where you have to show quality, you have to show the desire, especially when your back is up against the wall like it is now after those two losses. Uh, and as well, Harju again, I think they have a little bit maybe less stress, more stress free for the game because they're coming with win against Flora. They have maybe a little bit. They feel more free, maybe feel more relaxed, more confident. So I think it's a great matchup.
Yeah, and Reece?
I've gone Flora just as a team. I want to see how they bounce back after two defeats in a row without scoring a goal against the Temeka team that has a very leaky defense, but also can create a chance or two. So I'm interested to see if Flora can bounce back, and if so, how convincing can they do it? Yes, as reigning champions, they don't look like champions. Probably won't be champions, but I'm interested to see what they can do away to Temeka.
I'm going slightly different.
They will be fifth, you know.
That'd be hilarious.
And I'm going slightly different. It's a bit out the box, I suppose. I'm just going to say the league table because it's so close, isn't it? Like there's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams on 3 points, and then fourth place Pida 4 points. I'm just hoping to hope the table stays as close as that because as we know, there's a group of people who seem to think Premium Liiga is the most easiest and predictable league to predict, and we've seen early days that it's not, and it's close. You know, who would have thought Vaporus would have been bottom after 3 games and Harju third, and long way to go, I know, but I hope it can stay tight going in.
Over the years, there's been like moments where there's been so many surprises at the start of the season, and then we all say like, it's hard to predict, but at the end, after the season, it's still like top 4 will be top 4, next clubs will be, and then like it's the way we thought it will be probably. But yeah, let's hope we have a tight fight, you know, for the last places, middle places, and top places throughout the season.
Yeah, I suppose Flora currently, if we were to do our bottom 6 podcast, we'd be talking about Flora in the.
Yeah,
we would, because that's where they are, 6th place. I just want to quickly mention this team again. Televic, 3 wins out of 3. Liiga B, send us a shirt.
Vamos. Yeah, so we have got international break coming up. So we might do something next week. We might not. What do they call it? The FIFA series, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kenya, Rwanda, and someone help me out. Grenada. Is who the national team have. Obviously, we hope the national team win. Are we that interested in this series? Not really. But still nice to win, right?
Yeah,
of course. I mean, the lineup. We don't have to go too deep on the lineup who was called, but let's hope that we can at least show good game. I don't know where the game is played at.
It's in
Rwanda.
It's in Rwanda, so the pitch can either be the worst thing you can ever witness with your own eyes, or it can be like Camp Nou in Barcelona. So, maybe you can't even hope for a beautiful game.
I watched. So if you have the FIFA Plus app, you can watch certain games free, right? And I watched a game from Mali, the Mali Premier Division, and the pitch was terrible. It was bobbles, the ball was bouncing around, and so it could be like that. It could be it might be. Well, this was in the back arse end of nowhere in Mali. I put it into Google Earth, and it was back arse end of nowhere. it's obviously this is going to be in what's it, Kingali, in it,
Yeah.
National Stadium, so it should be all right.
Makes you grateful for the Sportland Arena, though.
Oh yeah, I was in when was it? I was in Thailand. I think it was last year, and no, 2 years ago. And I went to see me and my dad, my mom. We went to see a football game. It was like Bangkok United played. It was not. They were not. I think they got relegated the previous season. They were not playing in second division. But the pitch was like, oh my god, this was like. I was thinking to myself like, I would love to play here because of all the fans and the atmosphere, and obviously the temperature is like nice. But the pitch itself is like, it's crazy. It's like the goalkeeper like wants to roll you the ball and it bounces like 17 times. So if the pitch is like that in Rwanda, then you can't really expect a nice game. But let's just hope the result is the way that like is the one that we can be happy about.
Yeah, this was like that pitch in Mali. It was as if they just found a random patch of grass and drew lines around it. It's terrible. Anyway, that's it for match week 3. VAR, are you serious? Um, thanks again for coming on, Martin. And we'll be back next time. Cheers.
Cheers.